Hey, what's up you guys? How's it going? It's Papa, and I'm so glad that we get to bring you guys this list again. I'm so happy to be playing this. This is probably what I'm going to be playing for the upcoming format, because again, I am just on a very big Sprite grind. It's my favorite deck. It's definitely up there for my favorite deck of all time. But yes, this is Sprite. This is the Live Twin Sprite to be specific with you, but it didn't really get hit on the ban list. And granted, yes, we have 2 starter now, but literally who cares, because we have 3 blue, 3 jet. 2 starter does not matter at all. That was basically just like a little flick of the wrist. And well, now here we are. So yes, I am going to be bringing you guys my updated Sprite list right now. And if you guys want to see anything in particular after this new ban list, just let me know. And that will basically be that. Anyway, I'm tired. I just want to go ahead and showcase you guys my updated list, because I've had so many different Sprite lists ready just in case something did happen on the ban list, and this is just the best one out of all the variants that I had. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. Starting off with the main deck, of course, we are on our 3 copies of the boy himself. We are on 3 Ulti Sprite Blues. So yes, of course, we do get to play 3 blues still for this format. I can't be more excited than to be able to use these again. So 3 copies of blue. We are on 3 copies of Jet, because somehow this card escaped the ban list, and well, we're just going to rock out with our sprites out. So 3 and 3, of course. 1 copy of Red and 1 copy of Carrot for our non-Jet or Blues, but I was still on a big 2 Carrot grind, but I mean, I think we can go ahead and get away with 1 now. I mean, people aren't really main decking evenly matched anymore. That might change with the upcoming format. I actually just don't know yet, but this is just the first draft for the upcoming format. And yeah, just the 1 Carrot, 1 Red seems pretty fine, because we do have other forms of interruption that we can use to play during our opponent's turn as well. But for the rest of the sprites, we do have 2 copies of starter. It would be 3 if we had 3, but you know what? 2 is fine. 2 is actually just fine. 1 copy of Smashers, and we're still on the 1 Gamma Burst, mainly because this is the Evil Twin variant, where you're not really going to be able to attack over anything, so you have to play these, I feel like. Gamma Burst is actually still just one of the best Sprite cards in general, but yeah, this is our Sprite lineup. The only thing that's really missing is just the 3rd copy of starter, but you know what? It's fine. As long as we get to play the deck, we are big chillin'. Next for the deck, we have the Live Twin component. So we are on 3 copies of Lilla. Card is busted. Being able to play this, yeah, that sounds right. Being able to play this card again is just really nuts, being one of the best level 2 starters in the game, being able to basically bring you your 2 pinks, and if you're not feeling this one, then you can just summon the other Kill, the Frost. But these cards are busted. They're still really strong in today's meta. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is probably not the best way to play Sprite, but it is one of my favorite ways to play Sprite. And with the amount of consistency that it has, being that you still have all of your main cards for the deck, again, minus the 1 starter, but cards are busted. Kill Frost being able to get you an additional draw during your opponent's turn is really good when they add. The Kill being able to summon out the blue, vice versa, is really busted as well. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this engine. It is super consistent. I mean, they are just still level 2 starters that you need to get your sprites going. But to complement those, we are also on 3 copies of Sunny Snitch. Card is amazing, and being able to search any one of these is really good. And then also when you have your opponent summon a monster while you control an Evil Twin monster, you gain 200 life points and they lose 200 life points. So yes, it does come up in the grind game. Granted, we have 45-minute rounds now, so it doesn't come up as much. But I mean, there are still those people that do like to slow play. So this is to basically punish them, and that's how it is. But 3 Sunny Snitch, you have to play 3 Sunny Snitch, because this is basically your tanky for the deck. Being able to add any of these is just too good. I still am on 1 Secret Password. I don't know if I'm going to keep this card in the deck, mainly just because this searches the Sunny Snitch, but you have so much consistency in the deck already. But the main issue that I have is Droll and Lockbird. I don't know how popular Droll is going to be in this upcoming format, because I still think it's going to be amazing, but I don't know if it's going to be in any main decks. I mean, granted, yes, we don't have 3 Gammas anymore to coexist with the Droll and Lockbirds. So basically, it's like if you get hit by Droll and you don't have the Gamma, or you don't have the Call by the Grave, you're kind of SOL. So this card just might not be seeing play when I do decide to keep playing this deck. But it's a work in progress. Again, this is just the first draft of many. Trust me, I have so many different sprite lists that I just don't know which one to play just yet. And if you want to see more different sprite lists, let me know in the comment section down below. But that's going to do it for our live twin component. We played one Hyperia. This is basically just an extra level 2 monster just to have for the deck. Basically, it's like if you already open full combo with your sprites and your live twins, then you can just summon this off of Gigantic, get yourself an additional draw, and just keep going from there. But again, don't know how good this is going to be because I do feel like Droll is still going to stay in the format, and we don't like Droll and Lockbird. So basically, this might get cut, it might stay in. I'm not too certain on which one to do yet, but right now I do still like the little guy, and he just nets you a bunch of advantage when he does come up. So, one Hyperia. And then, of course, we had the non-engine part of the deck being the hand traps. I believe there's only about like 16 non-engine cards. So, 3 Ash, had to play 3 Ash. 2 Ogre still. I don't know how good this is going to be. I don't know if we're really going to be still seeing too much of the super heavy deck. I don't know how good this is going to be against Kashtira because I feel like with Birth still at 3, Unicorn still at 3, or no, Unicorn's at 2, just kidding. They still have a Rise Heart, so I don't know how good Ogre is going to be, but this could be good against like more rogue matchups. It's also just going to be really good against the Sprite Mirror because we are probably going to keep seeing Sprite Mirrors now. Mainly because this hits Gigantic, so it's still really good for that instinct. It's also pretty good against Swordsoul, so I mean it does have its usages, don't get me wrong, but I do like 2. I think we're just going to stick with 2 going forward unless something changes. 2 copies of Ghost Mourner. I really like this card. I am a big fan of this card after playing it with Mathmech, but I feel like I want to see more of this because it does have the burn effect, don't get me wrong, but it's also just another copy of Effect Veiler, which we do play 2 of as well. But the main reason why I like 2 Mourner is because, like, basically it just gives you, like, it's basically a third Veiler. I mean, Veiler already not being once per turn, but Mourner is just, like, there to, like, coincide it. I mean, granted, yes, this is once per turn, but I do like 2 Mourner, I do like 2 Veiler, I do like the 2-2 split. I really think it's nice because I don't, if you saw, like, my YCS list, you'll see why I don't like playing 3 Veiler in this deck, because drawing it during your opening turn kind of sucks, but it's so good drawing it on your opponent's turn with the Lilla link. So I don't know, it really just depends, but 2 and 2, very good. And of course we are on 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. We don't have Gamma again, so like Gamma being at 1 does kind of hinder it, because otherwise I would consider playing 3 Gammas. But Infinite Impermanence is still good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does kind of suck when you're drawing it during your opponent's turn off of the live twin monsters, but it's a bittersweet kind of feel. So I do feel like this is really good because I have seen people play Vanity's Fiend, and I've been seeing people play like a bunch of other random stuff, but it's really good just to like trade negates. It's really good against Cash. It's really good against Swordsoul, I mean, which is probably going to see a lot of play now that Danglong is legal. But I do like 3 Imperm a lot with this deck right now. I think it's just too good not to play. But that's going to do it for the hand trap lineup. Just some more defensive cards. We do play 2 copies of Talent. I was originally on 3 back in the last format, but I do feel like 2 is fine. I don't really see the need to play the 3rd, especially because we're playing the Called by the Grave now. Called by the Grave, somehow still not banned. Let me just note that. But the card is still really good because this does hit Droll and Lockbird, which is going to be one of your biggest like impacts. And then Talent is also just really good for just sniping cards out of the hand if you are locked under Droll. So these cards are really busted. I mean, granted, you could play 3 Talents if you want to, but I really like 2. And then the last 2 cards I play are 2 Book of Moon. I don't know how good this is going to be. Again, this is just a rough draft, but I feel like 2 Book of Moon will be like pretty solid. Maybe not amazing, but solid is like realistically what it's going to be. Really good against Swordsoul. Again, amazing against Cash. Probably going to be good against Sprite. Basically, like depending on what variant that they're playing. But I really like these cards. If you wanted to play Evenly Match, I would say play Evenly Match if you don't like Book of Moon. But I really do like this lineup so far. But we are on 40 cards for the main deck. A nice, clean, perfect 40. No more, no less. I'm just going to pan through the extra deck real quick. I mean, we got the tokens. 2 Gigantic. I mean, amazing that we get to keep playing this card. You still only need 2 of this card. I've never seen a reason to play 3. 2 is always fine. 1 Soul Sweeper, the best rank 2 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Other than Gigantic. 1 Sky Cavalry. Again, this is mainly just for branded players. I mean, Mirror Jade is still a hell of a card. Don't get me wrong, that card is just very problematic for this deck, but Sky Cavalry just puts in a lot of work as well, and it helps you make your Zeus, which we do play one Zeus, because now that Diablosis is banned, you don't have to play more of this. Granted, yes, Unicorn does still have the effect to snipe a card out of the extra deck, but let's be real, you're probably negating the Unicorn anyway, so you can basically just play the one Zeus, get away with it, and not feel bad about it. I really do like that we get to play Zeus more comfortably now, so one Zeus, perfectly okay with me. Perfectly. And then that's it for the Xyz lineup. For the links, we are on 3 copies of Kiss a Kill. Card's really busted. Can't really say anything else about it. Granted, you could play 2 of it if you wanted to now that Diablosis is banned, but I still really like 3. 2 of the Lilas, and then 1 of the Trouble Sunny. I really feel like this is the perfect ratio. 6 Evil Twin monsters are just busted. Granted, you don't get the second effect of this, which is fine. You're mainly using it to bring back the other 2 anyway when you do get to summon it, but these cards are busted. I really do like these cards with Sprite. They just put on so much advantage for your opponent, so I can't complain. And then for non-live twins, basically, what am I saying? 1 Masquerena, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn. These cards are busted. I mean, they're mainly in here because they're fiends, so this way, if you use the evil twin effects during your opponent's turn, then you can just go ahead and summon these with like the Masquerena, because you're probably going to be setting up a Masquerena on your turn 1 anyway, so you might as well use it to make one of these. So that way, not only is it protected from destruction, but it also just generates you so much advantage. And if you summon it underneath a evil twin monster, then you're getting even more advantage, being able to draw cards. It's just so much fun. So those 3, and then the last card I play is an access code. I don't think this is going to stay. This might become either a Downer Magician or another Zeus if I really want to, depending on how cash is this format. But so far the access code is just in here just for filler. I don't have a second one. I have it lent out to a friend right now, so if I did have the second Zeus, it would probably be the Zeus, but we're just going to rock out with the access code out. So that's going to go ahead and do it for the guys. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad that we get to do another Sprite list. I am going to be playing this again for the upcoming format. I just think this deck is just so good not to play. 2 starter literally doesn't matter. We can play 2 starter. That's totally fine. Even if we have 1 starter, I think the deck would still be very playable, just because you still have 3 jet, you still have 3 blue. There's no way this deck is dying out anytime soon, and it is here to stay. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything you would change. But until next time, guys, this has been Papa, and I will definitely catch you all in my next video. Take care, everyone.